Love is blind, but when people are pocket watching, I don't know. So we're covering the finale and the crazy reunion, guys. So before we get started and go in on these couples, what'd you guys think of the finale and reunion?
The weddings, we had some surprises, which were nice because the whole season's been, but I mean, are they really surprises? I guess one is, and then the reunion was just terrible. I knew it was going to be terrible when they announced, we're going to talk about the 5 most iconic moments. And I was like, and the first one they showed wasn't even iconic. It was just like, okay, what? I don't get it. Okay. Like,
as voted on by a bunch of freaking idiots.
Yeah.
Jeez, ouch.
Raquel, what did you think about our fabulous hosts, which we finally saw after, I don't know, they've been missing, Vanessa and Nick?
I don't think that they know what their role is as like moderators and hosts of the show. To me, it felt like they were contestants, like they were just sitting there like as part of the group. I feel like after that whole controversy when Vanessa asked somebody like, when are they going to have kids or something like that a few seasons ago, after that, they fell off. Like they don't really know how to navigate conversations. They don't know what questions to ask. It just seems like they're winging it. And like, it doesn't make it fun. Like they need Andy Cohen to like go in there and host. Like show them how do you really host a reunion?
Victor, was there anything left unsaid that you felt that you needed to go in on a little bit more? Anywhere?
Hell yeah. Every single thing I felt was left unsaid. I'm like, push harder on this. I think they cut them way too much slack. They should have pressed every single person for more information. Every single one.
Except for Madison, because none of her receipts made any sense. Like, she's pulling screenshots of what?
That was a boss move, though. Just pulling out her bra.
her armpit.
Was it her armpit? Which one? Which one was it?
Armpit.
Really, the armpit? Yeah.
I smell some bullshit and some
badly
BO.
made Shein dress.
Damn.
I mean,
so are we toasting to this?
Let's
Skip the toast. Let's just start drinking.
I don't think it's worthy of a toast, unfortunately.
All right. So before we start getting in on these couples, I have a question for the audience because I think I have some thoughts on this and I want to know what the audience feels about it. But if you get dumped at the altar, would you ghost? Is that wrong to ghost someone who dumps you at the altar? Because there was a lot of people saying he didn't reach back out to me after getting dumped. And I'm like, why would you? But I want to hear from the audience. So let's begin. Devin and Virginia, there's some pocket watching. Was it all about the money or was it a little bit something more? Or let's clear out for you because you've been calling it from the beginning.
We knew he was broke. We fucking knew he was broke.
Hey,
I'm sorry. We knew it. I mean, like, look, and there's nothing wrong with making a livable income, a comfortable income. It's respectable. I'm sorry, Virginia. You don't look like a girl that's comfortable with a comfortable living. You don't. You look like a very well-kept woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. She works. She makes her money so she can take care of herself well. That becomes an issue when you're in a relationship with somebody who doesn't make as much as you and you're buying nails, lashes, different things, nice outfits, things like that. Probably a nicer car. Her living space was very nice. I don't know how much she spends. I don't know the rents in Minneapolis or wherever the hell they are, Minnesota. But it was a very nice place. It becomes an issue. The way she handled it was crazy to me. I mean, she is like, when we talk about villains, she might be the biggest villain of the season when you really break it down because she sat there, nodded. I've read comments that people thought she was Miss, eloquent, so poised in her response. Hell no, that bitch was just sitting around waiting, thinking it in her head, and so immature to not be able to bring it to him to actually have adult conversations. Like, she's not poised now that we find out. she's actually like a child. She doesn't know how to communicate at all. She just that was every answer she had. Whether she agreed with him, disagreed, didn't like his answer, had concerns. So I don't know but we knew my homeboy, the money was going to be an issue, and I was just waiting for the day that it came up for her, and I'm glad it did in the reunion.
I mean, for me, it's like even before they had that like pillow talk and the abortion talk and all of that. Yo, someone who coaches kids and has 1,000 pairs of sneakers, that's such a huge red flag to me. It's like, where are you getting? I'm in education. I've been in education for 15 years. I wear my son's sneakers because I can't even afford a pair of sneakers. Like,
Hold on. You are not about to come out here acting like I'm a broke boy like Devin. All right?
I'm just saying.
I told you on your birthday that just passed, let's go get you 2 pairs of sneakers because you embarrassing me out here in children's size 12s.
What, they fit?
Do not do this. Do not do this to me.
They fit. And in my defense, they don't make those in adults. They make those
because they're kids' shoes.
But they're cute. But anyway, my point is that was a red flag for me right off the bat. And then the ibuprofen stuff. How can you just completely? And then he went on TikTok trying to say, I never said I was addicted. I said I was dependent. I had a dependency. What the fuck is the difference?
The first part of addiction is it starts with the dependency. So you're not addicted. But the first part of addiction, when you're going to counseling for addiction, is talking about the dependency. So he admits he was dependent on it, which means, therefore, you are addicted to it. And we sure as shit know it wasn't ibuprofen. I'm sorry. It's not.
Yeah, that was a lot to take in. But I think, what I don't like is that and I'm not saying he's perfect and he was, the one for her and he's this amazing guy. He might be okay. But she did a complete 180. And I just don't like that. It's like, where was this energy when you were smiling your ass off on the bed? It's like you wait until the cameras are on to drag him. That's not cool.
Victor, I'm gonna need you to protect our queen here. Look,
well, I'm sorry, Eric. I will not stand for this slander on Devin. First of all, he has 100K of Jordans. That's enough to put, down payment on a house and, maybe buy a car. He has money. It's just all in Jordan currency. So, we can't.
You know what kind of currency that is? Have you seen that movie with what's her name from Wedding Crashers, the crazy one, where she's trying to purchase all these high-end things? $20 on this credit card, $32 on this credit card. Here's $5 cash trying to purchase shit. That's how Devin shops.
Listen, Devin has money in Jordans. Number one. Number two, it wasn't about the money. Well, partly about the money, but this is why it's important, men, to always make more money than your future partner, so you don't have to deal with this.
Huh?
Yes, that's very true. Next, Devin.
What?
The real reason.
Let him speak.
Outside of the
Damn it, a
money,
man speaking.
The real reason, other than the money, is their political differences. I don't think she could get past that, and I think they had conversations off camera, and he was probably like, "Yo, I'm MAGA," we're good. And she was like, hell no. She was like, nah. She's like, so I think it was just a clear difference in political views. His grandpappy was a conservative. His great-grandpappy was probably, who knows how far it goes back. But
and they're black.
She wasn't, and they're black Republican. Jay-Z and I was talking about that. But I think at the end of the day, they just had their differences, and she just couldn't rock with that. And I think that was a big part. The check thing that they were talking about so much. Oh, he had a check. First of all right, so if my mom's boss gave me a check for us to get married, okay, cool. Yeah, you're going to tell her eventually, and I would hope he would have told her eventually, but did she give him a chance? Maybe he wanted to see if she was actually going to go through with the wedding and then be like, all right, well, this is our first check together as a couple. Let's put it in our joint account. Boom. So I don't get why she was making such a big deal about him.
I would agree, but can I pose this to you? In the conversations leading up to this, where it was a lot about money, she sat down at the table, they started asking her, what if Devin gets laid off? What if his parents get sick? What if, would you sign a prenup for her? like for all those questions to go around and him pocketing a check is extra sus. That's the only reason why I was just like, that's messed up. If it had never come up and it was like, oh yeah,
like, but was it like the fine that he was pocketing it, or was it just that he didn't tell her about it yet? Like, what if he legit wanted to wait? Like, all right, we're married.
But then why ask her all these things about what if I lose my job? Will you support me? If we're not worried,
they don't have to be the same thing though. He could just want to know, like, if I lose my job, would you support me? Like, he might genuine questions he wants to know. Maybe he's nervous about it.
But if I get a check, I don't want to tell you until we're married, and I'm sure. But I want to be sure now about you. But you don't need to be sure about me until we get married. There was a double standard that was weird.
He signed a prenup, so I mean,
yeah, he didn't got it. So what's he giving away?
Damn. Yo,
I'm sure it is like, your Jordans are yours. And he was happy.
Fact. He was like, hey,
that's what turned me off.
there.
Normally, I would agree with just like, hey, until our money is separate, and then when we're together, it's together. But there was so many. That conversation at the table never sat right with me, where they grilled her about, will you support this man? Mm-hmm. It was, and then this happens is like very double standardish in a weird way, in a non-traditional way, which kind of throws me for another loop. So
you think he was trying to like hide the money and pocket it?
He paid bills, bro. That shit is cashed, and he paid bills. And what makes it worse is they didn't even get married. So now the boss is gonna be like, "Hey, you guys didn't get married, but that check cleared already."
I'm gonna take it out of your mama's paycheck.
And now she's definitely got to move in for Virginia.
Yeah.
I just think they weren't compatible. They led us to think they were compatible through, on camera.
Yeah, she led us to think. He was very clear with his body language that he was not. He was just like trying, but there was definitely incompatibility.
That conversation in the bed, he was so guarded about any questions.
And that's what I'm saying. He was showing us that they were incompatible, but she was just like, okay, all right. And trying to protect him. What does that even mean? She kept saying like, I didn't say this and that because I'm trying to protect him. You're trying to protect yourself because you don't want to look crazy on camera, period. Mm-hmm. Like,
no. Tell me then why does it? If he has all these views that we don't have to agree about, stand 10 toes. What do you believe in? He's like, he didn't say shit. He didn't respond to nothing, and that's what annoys me so much about people who believe like, oh, I don't believe in gay people, or I don't believe it. Then stand 10 toes, scream it out. But he didn't say shit because he's not willing to stand on none of that because he's ashamed of it.
He wants to be like that in private. No. I think he'd like to keep his job too.
Okay, well then if you're saying, if you believe some shit that'll get your job taken away, then maybe ask yourself why. But he didn't stand for nothing. Neither him, neither the other people we're going to talk about. They want to believe all this shit and then they want to keep it private. Then don't go on fucking national TV. Be conservative in your own home by yourself. But you go on the TV. I don't even know.
I don't know if he's actually that conservative. I think that's what his family is, and he just follows it. I don't think and I'm not trying to be mean, he doesn't seem like somebody who takes time to really research issues to like make educated decisions. I think he's just one of those people who likes to play basketball, buys damn sneakers, watch basketball on TV, and his daddy is Republican, his mommy's Republican, so he's just Republican. So I think when he was saying that stuff to her, it was as much as he could stand on it, because it's like, well, I don't really know why I'm Republican. Why? I mean, like, we know he don't make Republican money, like, in that sense. He's kind of like, this is what my family's done. And so it is concerning because maybe she views a little different. But I almost feel like on that stance, had they been together and she talked more about it and they actually had, he might have been somebody who would be like, maybe that's a good point. Maybe I would actually vote another way now that somebody's actually explaining something to me, or he's taking somewhat of an interest. I don't know. And I could be wrong.
He didn't want
maybe
to, though. She made it clear he didn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, well, she said on camera. So if you dissect her words, she said there was a lot of things he didn't want to talk about on camera. And that is the part that to me, it's like, I want to cut him some slack. And a lot of these people want to cut them some slack because I don't know what it's like to have 3 cameras on top of me with crews and producers trying and like having someone try to have a conversation with me that I can't even articulate myself. To Nora's point, he might not have articulate
He
it. He
doesn't
might not
have-
have
he doesn't
the
have it,
education or whatever to really talk about it. So he's going to get guarded. He's not going to want to talk about it on camera. You know, so it's like for her to be like,
you know how I know he doesn't have it and his values are BS, which is a good reason for her to walk away. Like, you don't believe in anything. He said, we don't have to agree on everything. That's true. But some things you absolutely do have to agree on that were very important to her. And he didn't, he was just like, that's fine. I don't really care. All right. Well, what are your values then? Who are you marrying at that point? No sympathy for him. She walked away when she felt she was ready to walk away. Whatever. Stand 10 toes on your shit.
But she needed to too, because even the topics when she was like, go say it, girl. If that's how you feel.
No, but she was protecting him.
What was she protecting? She wasn't. She
was protecting herself. She didn't want to be known as the crazy, aggressive, nothing. She wanted to come off a certain way. And I'm sorry she has great PR training or whatever it is to act so poised. And I mean, Victor, you said it. You're like, wow, she's so poisoned or whatever you said about like the way she carries herself. And I was like, she really is. Well,
her mom was a politician. Her mom was.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's where she learned it.
That makes sense.
And her mom's a state representative or something, big on like school lunches for free, like all these like progressive, things. That's where she comes from, and it's just it's to me. I understand maybe you would have wanted her to push it more, but at least she pushed it at all because knowing where she comes from, it was important to her, and for him to have certain ideas but not kind of like stand on them. That's two very different people.
But I don't know if it's really important to her. I mean, she literally said all black people pretty much vote Republican. That's a very like naive, uneducated or Democrat. That tells me she probably doesn't know much about politics either. Because when you really dive into things, you see that's not the case. I mean, yes, there's certain
85%. That's all you can.
I mean, not in these day and age. I don't think so. I think that it's shifted a lot. But I don't know. I think both of them. I mean, I kept saying even before the whole issue talk, I was like, there's no way these two are going to work. You can just tell. There's no depth to either one of them. They're very like, just say whatever so we could get along. And even when they're looking like they're having fun, it seems so boring. Like, so like.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
Like just no spunk to it. Like, I don't know. Not saying you have to fight or yell or whatever or be laughing hysterical, but there has to be some substance, and it just didn't. I don't think it was there. I think he just was very attracted to her, thought that she would look great on his arm type thing, and just really wanted it to work. And I think she saw him and was like, okay, he's all right, and this isn't going to work. I don't think she was attracted
What did you guys
really.
think about his reaction to the birthday present?
Oh, that was messed up. I was like, bro, you bugging on that one. I was like, maybe this is his true colors. I don't know, man, because he was like, you could have got it. You know what? He was probably playing some 2K, and she interrupted his game, and he was about to win online. And then he lost, and he was pissed. And he was like, "You could have just gone there yourself." I'm feeling that. That's what I'm feeling. I'm feeling that right now from him.
Now, the only place where I'm gonna shoot him some bail, and where he just should have told the truth. She got pissed because he stopped returning her phone calls after some time after the break off. And then we'll call him the bird section over here. Start chiming in. It's like he said he ghosted you, and he was like, y'all bitches were drunk. That's not what I said. So let's take him to homie court. Did he ghost her, or did he not? Or are we gonna believe the Bird Squad?
I mean, I'm gonna say this. I don't care if he ghosted her or not. If you guys go to the altar, and if you guys don't agree upon this before the altar, and then she says, "No, I don't want to be with you," after that, I think whoever got rejected at the altar, whether it be male or female, you have the right to just not message them because you're the one that got left at the altar without any notification prior, especially if you thought you guys were going to make it. So I don't think he's wrong for ghosting her. There's no point.
I don't feel like any of them are wrong. Like, y'all just met. You don't owe each other nothing. You don't owe an explanation. You can just walk away. Who the fuck cares? Like, you knew each other for 2 weeks. Why is ghosting a thing? That's not even ghosting at that point. Like, that's just living your life. I don't know.
I'll tell you, if I really sat here and dated somebody for 2 weeks, a month, whatever, and we were engaged and it didn't work out, you know, and they said no, whatever, and I truly believed our values didn't add up and I had to protect them on national TV by not outing them for things, you can't really ghost me because my ass is already gone. Like, you're already blocked on everything. Yeah. Like, you can't ghost me. If that's how she really felt and I was her, you wouldn't have the opportunity to ghost me because I'm gone, baby. I don't even know who you are at the reunion. I don't even know who you are. Nice to meet you. That's how it is for me. But
and like, what did she want to talk about? I don't understand. Like,
what is the $1,000 check?
Yo, I need my money, man. That's probably what it was. He was like, nah, I'm not responding to this. I need half that money. He's like, I already spent it on Jay's.
The whole thing with them does not add up on either side. His ibuprofen shit, her weird, I was protecting him. They don't add up. Both of them, maybe they're meant for each other, actually, because I don't know.
Devin. Hell yeah, you should ghost her. You just got embarrassed in front of your mama.
Facts.
Hell yeah, ghost her. Admit it to everybody. Go to every cast member on Love is Blind and be like, I ghosted her. Do not give her my new number. Do not let her know anything about me. Don't even tell her you saw me here. Matter of fact, I'm calling Jimmy from last season and Megan Fox telling them I ghosted her too. Because hell yeah, you just got your ass embarrassed on Netflix. Ghost her. And have no shame about it. I don't want to see her or talk to her ever again.
Well, but didn't her dad wasn't he shocked too? Right?
He was saying the right thing. He didn't.
I think it was more relieved.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
But
she actually did it.
I can't bring him around 10 walls like this. Like, get out of here.
But Devin's mom was like, "Why did she say no? Why?" And it's just like, bro.
Because she don't want to take care of your ass.
Yeah. That alone, you're half to blame for that whole conversation. Because that was way too soon to be like, you're going to take care of my mama, right? Like, the hell I am. I just met this lady like 30 seconds ago. I ain't taking care of nobody's mama right now. Like, give me some time to, like, meet your damn family, know them, and get to know them. Like,
nah, mama thought she was moving on up.
Let's talk about mama, respectfully. She was one chatty Cathy dog. She leaked the stuff about the check. What else did she leak? There was a couple times like I heard from his mom.
Messy.
She's messy.
Mama ruined the relationship over here. Dropped the bag. She dropped the bag. You could she read nice time.
She did read that prenup, and when she saw she wasn't in the prenup to get anything, she was like, "Fuck this bitch, she's out." Like
she also leaked that Devin's friend was actually his ex.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was messy.
Did like whose side were you on there? Like that was. It would be weird that he never mentioned it.
Yeah, it's weird he didn't mention. I don't think had he just been upfront about. But see, that's him. He's such this like whatever to get people to like me, like a yes man type. Had he just said up front, like, oh, this is like a girl I used to date. She's now dating my other best friend. I don't know, were they married? I don't know. But, you know, they're real serious, but we're all still friends. I don't think it's that big of a deal, like, in a sense. You dated when you were younger or something. Like, who cares? Like, what does that mean? You went to the movies and shit? I don't really care. But I don't know. Like, you
but
know,
does that change the thing with the check at all? Now you're like, there's these little weird things that you're keeping secret that... If you just reveal them, it's probably not big of a deal. But the fact that you didn't...
It's weird that his mom would say something about the check, but he's not. The only thing why I was trying to give him grace on that is because, like, I don't know, there's something... Like, when we got married, there was checks that he got before the wedding, and then after the wedding, he just put them in the stack. You know, like, but then again, we trust each other with money. We have a shared account.
Don't be comparing.
Hold on, you guys were together how long?
I don't like that, though. I'm feeling some type of way about that.
No, but I'm like, it didn't.
Before
it
that,
didn't
there were
make
plenty
me
of checks shared.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't know. So to me, it seems normal because it's like, oh, well, why would he give it to you now? Like, it's for after the wedding. And in my head, how I kind of viewed it is like, well, if we don't get married, if one of us says no, the checks are going back. Like, you don't keep the wedding gifts. Like,
That
Yeah,
check
and, like,
is on
maybe you
StockX
do.
right now.
Yo, facts. You know what it is? You know what? She did say something, though. She mentioned that she paid for certain things. I don't know if it was bills or what, but she said she paid for some
She
things.
said she paid for everything. That's what she said.
Yeah, so maybe that she wanted to
But
check.
you try to protect
She
them.
wanted her money back. Yeah. She at one point she stopped giving a fuck and she was just saying everything.
Yeah.
But I think
Well,
she wanted her
that's-
money
that-
back. That's why she was pissed
well,
about the check. And he knew it.
probably,
He didn't want
yeah.
to give it back.
No, he spent it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's
Got
gone.
2 pairs of Jordans with that.
Yeah.
So I think they're better off, both of them, not together. And good luck to them both. But moving on to another couple whose values didn't exactly add up, and then one person decided to go Casper on the other. Sara and Ben. I want to ask you guys this. Why did she wait till the altar to say no? I mean, I guess I know the answer is Netflix always wants them to wait till the altar. But we've been saying, why did she even come out the pods with him? Nothing changed.
I knew she was gonna say no because I was telling her the conversation she was having with her sister. The sister was like pushing, like, you know, are you sure you want to do? Like, she was saying some things as if, and she was talking to the wife that, you know, like, is she gonna do it? She better not do it. So I feel like they had conversations with her, like, you can't be with this guy. And I think it was just, you know, but with the church and all this other stuff and the sister, I feel like she did want to be with him. I think she was okay with some of his views, but I think her sister wasn't okay with it, and she kind of forced her opinion on her, and then she just ended up saying no. Because even, you know, a lot of people thought she was going to say yes on her side.
Well, 1,000% she was okay with all of his stances. She was telling him to move into her place after the show ended. So, I mean,
Yeah.
1,000%.
That's so confusing.
She was
It was a
okay.
sister.
So for the public and for the sister, she wants to present herself one way once again. So she's giving him all this shit like he doesn't understand these. He doesn't know. He's not Mr. Topic, you know, the struggle. He doesn't know every struggle. But you think this man so low of him and he doesn't know any of this stuff, but you want him to live with you? Drive your car?
Yeah.
The fuck? I would ever
What are
let a
your
man
plans?
drive my car.
While you're away.
Like, that I'm like, we don't have any aligned values. I think you're like down here and I'm up here on value stances. But go ahead, move into my place, drive my car, go ahead. So 100% she was okay with everything. That wasn't her stance. She wanted to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I found Sara the entire season just super performative. Just like someone who thinks they stand for something, but actually stands for nothing. Like super influenced. And I don't know what it is in Minnesota that like everyone is like obsessed with their sister. But I just, it just, from day one, she was super fake to me. I didn't really understand her whole storyline. And the whole TikTok thing, I still don't get why that's an issue. It was like an ex-girlfriend who went on crying on TikTok about a guy that she dated for a month.
It's another example where she was okay with it in secret. She probably never brought it up again.
Yeah.
Until she wanted to
impacts
bring
her.
it out as evidence for why she's the victim here.
But we also we also got to look at the timing of things, right? Why was that TikTok made? Because I'm assuming it's relatively recent when she saw the TikTok, right? So is it because that girl knew that he went on Love Is Blind and maybe she wanted some fame? I don't know.
No, well,
She is an influencer or something like that.
Have you seen the TikTok?
It said nothing.
So, well, it's basically like a minute-long TikTok where she was saying, why are we rewarding shitty men? She didn't say that it was Ben. She didn't say like that she dated him. She was just like,
Oh, he
there's
outed
some
himself.
Exactly. She was like,
People knew for some reason in the comments who she was.
I mean, after the fact, because that TikTok was like a year and 2 months ago.
Right, but
So,
they
like-
saw it while they were on the show.
They saw it while they were filming a year ago. But on the TikTok, she never said who it was. She was just like, I know some of these guys on here and they're all shitty and blah, blah, blah. And then Ben just outed himself when Sara brought it up to him. I still don't understand what the issue is with the TikTok. First Amendment, she has every right to cry on TikTok. If he wants to project some issues that they had, that's on him. But I don't know why Sara had such a big problem with it way later, like a year later.
I want to come back to that when we get to the reunion stuff. But before we go off the wedding, so it feels like that Sara wanted to be with Ben, but felt pressure not to get married to him because of what she's attributing to his church, even though he keeps saying that's not my values, which I'm a little mixed on. It seems like all his friends are like, that's not him. You know, obviously they're your friends, but but then again, he keeps coming back to his like, oh yeah, I don't remember watching that. Same way he's like, yeah, I don't remember exactly dating that girl. What happened? Like, he's Mr. like, forget me nots or whatever, forgetful reunion. Then she said no, but they were still going to move in together. He was still going to follow her 12 hours away. Like we said, that's kind of weird if you don't align with his values and you didn't want to marry him. And then he decided not to go. Right move? Wrong move?
Good move. Great move.
That's a great move. That was the only move to make.
I loved it even more so because it related to that TikTok with that girl saying he ghosted. These shitty men ghost them.
Yeah.
And then he ghosted this one. But I was like, I mean, they shouldn't be together. If she said no for those reasons, if those are her reasons, fair. You guys, you shouldn't be together. I mean, I don't know why he kept talking to her and making her think that maybe they would work on it and then just ghost her. I don't really understand that either, but
it's
whatever.
Sweet revenge. It's sweet, sweet revenge. You left me on the altar. I'm going to butter you up, make you think we're going to be together. We're going to start this amazing new life together. I've forgiven you. And then bam, I'm going to be at the bar with a whole bunch of women. Let you see my location and then cut it off. And then ghosted. And now she's wondering the whole trip, where's Ben? I think it was just payback. I think that's all it was.
You guys think it was malicious, or do you think he's just not confrontational at all?
I think he's just like a dude. Like, guys don't think that much, and he was just he was just being Ben. I don't think it's that deep. I think he was being Ben. I think Sara is super annoying. Even if she did really was in love with him, he was never going to be himself. He was never going to be good enough. His values were never going to be what she wanted them to be. And so I think he dodged the bullet, not her.
I mean, that is very interesting. Like it did feel a lot like she wanted to change him as much, like, you know, she said, like, we'll find you a new church. He's like, okay, if that's what you want, if they feel strongly, even though knowing damn well she was telling everybody, I'm only going to go twice a year, but it's not going to be to that church. All right. He was telling, like, will you go to Pride with me? He said, yeah, sure, I'll go to Pride with you. All these things, and it was still not good enough, but move across country with me for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I don't know, he just came to the realization that day, is like, fuck that. You just dumped me at the altar in front of everybody. I'm not going. And whether it's premeditated, like Victor said, or it was spur of the moment, I think it was justified. Like, and
for sure.
Please, he turned off my friend's location, whatever, once she got there, once he knew she was good.
Yeah.
That's a nice thing to do. And he's like,
that was very respectful. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to show you all my friends that I'm with right now and then cut you off, like Victor said. And I don't see anything wrong with that. Sorry. Now, he just needed to man up for once and say how he actually felt. Because he was Mr. Please him. I keep giving him Mr. Mr. Please everyone, doesn't want to rock the boat. And this is how you find yourself in hot water. Same thing with that TikTok. That TikTok, if you guys said nothing, it's just like shitty men, they get rewarded, nothing ever happens.
Yeah,
blah, blah.
It wasn't that serious.
I think people did know it was him because however it came off on the show, it was rehearsed. They had already talked about it. We know that. That shit wasn't the first time they were watching it. Somehow she found out that it was him and confronted him. But it said nothing. It was just like, he probably just did what we're all assuming, which is they went on a few dates. And then he's just like, I don't want to talk to her anymore. And now this girl's crying about it 4 years later.
Quit it.
Mm-hmm.
So my understanding from a TikToker who lives there, and he has quite a few followers, so I believe in kind of what he's saying. He explained there's about 5 or 6 big clubs, bar clubs there, that they all frequent. I mean, if you're that age, you like to go out, you like that kind of scene, you rotate between those all week long. So they go out during the week, and he's like, so all of the cast he's actually met before they made it on the show. So he even said the day they got home and got their phone, or got out of the pods and got their phones, everyone that attends those kind of clubs and is in that kind of circle already knew who matched with who, because they actually, and that started making sense too with the one couple with "you saw me on Instagram," because there's a high likely chance that they actually had ran into each other in these bars and had some interactions. All of these castmates is what this TikToker saying. So with that TikTok, people started putting, probably people knew she dated him before, she's probably told friends, so they probably are the ones who leaked it and spread it, because it's such a small city. It's like a small big city, so
yeah,
it's not like if you come to Houston or Chicago, New York or something, you're not going to probably run into the same people, because there's hundreds of bars and clubs people go to. There it's only like 5 of them that people in those age ranges go to.
Which makes me think that girl was crying because she wanted to. I'm saying girl. She's probably a woman. She was crying because
she's probably a woman.
Age wise. Come on. Get your head out the gutter. She wanted to be on the show and didn't get on, and he did. And now she's like, why are you rewarding shitting men? I don't know.
I have one question, and I maybe somebody can clarify. It's still killing me, and I really thought the reunion, before we move on from them, what did the sister's girlfriend mean when she said he's privileged and that Sara is not privileged? I was very confused by that, because I'm like, well, they're both the same race. They seem like they had similar upbringings in some sense of like, they didn't grow up in the projects. So I couldn't really understand what the privilege he is so privileged over her was. And for Miss... hot topic she is, I thought that would be corrected.
So the way that I took that is he's privileged in a sense where he doesn't have to think about certain topics. Like, he doesn't have to think about how does like sexuality impact him, how are like perceptions of him. He's like a straight cisgendered white man. It doesn't get any more privileged than that. So
just because Sara had a gay sister means she went through it. She knows the struggle. She grew up in this shit. Yeah. That's what is insinuated.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it is.
I'm sure there was some things that she experienced and had to learn, but come on now.
Yeah, I found that to be super judgmental. Like,
I couldn't figure, and I was like, am I missing something about one or the other of them that like weird? And I mean, I get it. So your sister's gay, and there was probably judgment and things like that, and you love your sister. I'm like, you can't fault a guy because he didn't end up being gay or having like a gay brother or sister. I mean, that's just how the cards were dealt. It's not like he said, "Oh, I had a little brother who was gay, and we kicked him out of the family or something, so we didn't have to deal with it." Or I don't know. That's what I was like. I was so confused, and I was really hoping at the reunion somebody would say something or try to get clarity. Because she loves talking about these topics and how well educated she is. And I was like, well, can you educate us how he's way more privileged than you? You don't think you're privileged?
There's one thing to that keeps bugging me, because it was said 2 times on the show, and the reunion was one of them. She said, you can't be privileged or think like this after George Floyd, because it happened insinuated because it happened in our city, so close to our home. It impacted all of us, which, yes, it did. But that stuff happened before.
Yeah.
So like this thing where it's just like my eyes, I was finally able to see this thing because it's something that happened so close to home. I get it. Maybe it was that eye-opening and traumatic to you, but I only judge that statement more because of how you and your sister and her partner went at Ben for his privilege. And it's just like, dog, you just like got into this shit like 5 years ago because it happened maybe on the block that you walked down.
Yeah.
That's
probably not even.
That's very similar privilege. Did you guys, I'm having some similar thoughts between Ben and Nick from last season, because everybody by the end was like, Nick just wanted to be on TV. He wanted to be famous. Do we think Ben gives off those vibes that he's manipulative and trying to be famous?
I never got those vibes from Ben. I don't know. Or there's like people saying he was such a womanizer and this and that. I never got those vibes.
Yeah,
No.
Victor, what did you think, especially after hearing that he called up a former cast member to be like, how do I prepare for the reunion?
I mean, I think he was covering his bases. He was like, damn, she left me at the altar. I need some experience, right? If you're, you know, think of it as a mentorship, right? If you will, if you're going through something, you get somebody that has that experience. So he called the best person for the job, Jimmy, and you know, gave him advice. I respect he tried to keep his identity a secret. Didn't work out, but I think in this situation, you're always worried about your public perception, right? Because you're in this space. At the end of the day, this is your life. You know, outside of the show, you have a life you have to live, you know, and, you know, jobs you have to look for. So I think he wanted to navigate these waters as best he could. He picked the wrong person for it, but he sought out a mentor, and I don't think it was a bad move. I think he should have been a little bit smart about how he approached it with Sara, though.
Yeah, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Really dumb.
But, like, why the only time Vanessa was useful was also just like, who did you call? Who did you ask?
Yeah.
Okay, why are you going so hard at it? Why did Jimmy catch the stray? Like, we all know he shouldn't have married Megan Fox over here. Like, he was right to break that shit off. She was nuts.
Yeah.
And then everybody got after him at last reunion. Like, why is he catching all the shots?
I mean,
Easy target.
the main thing, because they both did, both her and him, they broke the whole Love is Blind, because he fell in love with her as soon as she said she looked like Megan Fox, and that was his deciding factor. After that, he was hooked on her, because he thought he was getting a Megan Fox. Mm-hmm. And that's why, what's her name? She's so cute. Jessica or whatever, the other girl that he was... And she was like, you are going to need your EpiPen. I mean, she's a beautiful girl, and she's funny. And I mean, like, you're going to see that, like, you lost a good catch, you know? But that's why I think he gets so much shit, is because they purposely did that, you know? I mean, like, what celebrity do you look like? That's literally giving somebody the love is blind. It's blind, motherfuckers. You don't do that. So I think that's why it's so epic, because they totally broke the character. And then not only did they do that, he got so screwed over, because what he thought he was getting, which is almost his karma, makes for good TV. Like, but
let's not forget that all that happened once they moved in was she kept getting drunk and yelling at him.
yeah, no, she's
all right. So there's Sara and Ben. Speaking of that season and those moments, Jessica's speech and the Megan Fox conversation, those made the top 5 most unforgettable or top moments from the first seasons of Love is Blind. They gave us this bullshit, and I guess I'm spoiling it, what we think about it. They gave us this list of top moments. What did you guys think of? Did you guys agree with their top moments?
no.
It was stupid.
No.
Yeah, they called it unforgettable, but I literally, besides the Megan Fox, I didn't remember any single one of those segments on the show. I was just like, what is this? I don't know. It was horrible.
Like, the lawyer guy, that one who married, now they have that little girl, they're a cute couple. That was epic when he was singing and doing his song. That was like, there you go, that's an unforgettable. But then they show like that one, I don't even know, because I didn't watch season 1, who that one couple was meeting each other. Like,
that's the couple that they
happened.
always promote, because they're the first couple that they get. By the way, another couple's still married from that season, but they don't give a shit. This other couple, Love Be the Influencer's official Love is Blind couple.
Yeah.
So get them out of here. Nobody cares. They're boring.
Yeah, I was like, this is so weird. There's so many other epic moments. Even, you know, the whole, like the Mean Girls, the one season with, I can't even think of their names right now. It's escaping me.
Irina?
And them, you know, like those things. I'm like, there's so many good ones that could have been used that were
So
iconic, and these were
let's all pick our own and make our own list. So, if you were to pick one unforgettable moment from the seasons if you watched, what are you picking?
Oh my God, I already know.
Go ahead.
When the girl wanted to have an orange, but she was too fat for it.
First of all, they were
orange?
cuties, and her name is Zenib.
Yeah.
Well, I don't get
She was
it.
very.
Yeah.
Victor didn't watch all the seasons, so
Oh my
she was.
God.
It was. They were both Indian.
No. That's
I don't
different.
know.
So it was so a white boy got with this one girl, and her name was Zenib. I don't remember. Casey was his name. I don't remember his name.
Cole
Maybe.
maybe.
Anyway, he had another connection with another girl, and during the couples meetup, they talked, and they said some weird stuff. It was like, I definitely am into you. And from there, Zenib believed that he thought she was ugly or overweight. She got really insecure. He was in the wrong, definitely, for that comment. But there was, at the reunion, she's like, you called me fat because you wouldn't let me eat because we were going out or something like that. And then they showed the footage at the reunion. And
Because she lied. She said that he didn't let her eat a cutie because he said that she was like overweight or something. And that's not what happened at all. And then they made her look so stupid when they showed the footage on the reunion where, in fact, he said, don't eat the cutie because you're going to lose your appetite. We're about to go to dinner. That was literally what he said to her. So to me, that is an unforgettable, like, top 5 moment where she looked like an ass.
so that's a good one. Do you guys have any other ones that you would add to the list?
I don't.
mean, any of
none
the
of these
ones
things are
are
memorable
shame.
for me.
I can't think of one direct one.
But
It has to be.
They should have
anything
put
with
all
shame.
this on YouTube. It shouldn't have been in the reunion. It was a waste of time. It should have been on YouTube, and then that should have been it.
As dog lovers, would you guys let one of your pups drink from your wine glass?
No.
Nor might. Without me.
Yeah.
No.
Season one of the participants straight up was letting her Labrador drink out of her wine glass, and she continued drinking from it as well.
Yeah, like,
But dogs, why would you give it to the dog? Like, what's wrong? One, I would never give my dogs alcohol because I'm not a dickhead. Like,
I don't know.
but why out of your glass?
Is there a special thing? So I would add that one. Like, I don't know. People doing weird ass shit. All right.
No.
So from a memorable moment this season, I'm saying that sarcastically, Joey and Monica. So that was the surprise. I did not expect for them not to go through with it. But then they didn't. And both of them seemed fine with it, and it almost seemed like they both admitted to each other before they got up there. It's like, yeah, I don't think we should do this. But
They
was that your
definitely
guys'
did.
impression?
I thought he told her, I'm not going to say yes. And he didn't want to embarrass her. Because I do think he's genuinely a good person, it seems like. I think she was all in. She wanted it. And I think he was like, look, I just don't think I'm ready. You know, and that made, you know, like, you go first, go ahead. So it looks like, you know, that's what I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have to agree. It was definitely talked about before because you can see her interview. She's like, I want to be with him. You know, I came with to start a life. It's going to be yes. Like, you know, if he'll have me. Like, she was saying all these positive things that would make you think she was going to say yes. And then for her to say no, it was obvious that he was going to say it. And maybe he gave her the option, like, you know, maybe, you know, go ahead and you say it so you don't embarrass yourself or something.
Yeah, first of all, him walking out on a skateboard has got to be the most like diabolical, sociopathic, psychopathic thing
Nah, that was fire.
that you can do to the viewer. Because I'm thinking, oh, surely he's gonna say yes. Who walks out all jolly dandy on a skateboard to say no to somebody at the altar? Like, who the fuck does
Someone
that?
with
You gotta
style.
be you.
So, I
You're
mean,
only
it
gonna
was-
walk down the aisle to say no once in your life.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah, so I mean, it was definitely rehearsed. They definitely knew either one or both was going to say no. He had that whole speech prepared, this whole GoFundMe speech prepared about everything. It was rehearsed, period.
So let's go to the reunion, because that's where it really comes out about what happened here. Because from the finale, I still wasn't sure what had happened there, and it seemed like even they might continue dating, and that wasn't the case. Monica comes out and says she never felt loved. They never said "I love you" to each other. He wasn't on top of her, like, physically. Hey, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't touchy-feely with her. And she said a year later, watching it, she felt super embarrassed by how their relationship was. I can't say I paid that close attention to it, but is she gaslighting here, or is there something there to what she saw?
I think there's something there. I mean, their relationship was very childlike. It was a lot of tickling and, like, I mean, obviously you want to laugh with your partner, but it was just like the piggyback riding all the time, and it just felt very childlike to me. So their relationship felt more like brother and sister, and maybe he felt that too.
Yeah, to echo Raquel's thoughts, I think the theme of this season was just surface level. Like, everything was just surface level with almost all these couples. They didn't get into anything deep or emotional. They're very just, surface level stuff. And but I think the turning point for him was, the meeting with her sister, and how she was saying, like, the sister didn't like him and all sort of stuff. I still don't think she likes him. I think that was all a show, to give her bullshit photography, some publicity. I think, I think he was just like, because he said in the reunion, he was like, family's important to her, and I think the fact that they didn't get along was causing rift between her and her sister. And I think part of it is that he didn't want to be, a part of that rift. I think he was ready. I think he was bullshitting when he said he wasn't ready. I think he was ready, but I think he's using it as an excuse. I just think they weren't working outside of the surface level stuff, that the sister also wasn't on board. And he wasn't with it because she didn't know how to check her sister.
Curse of the sister strikes again.
Yeah.
Every couple has a sister that's influential, good or bad. Every single one.
But I like Joey's sisters in the
Devin.
crowd. The one was ready to get up and jump her ass.
Oh, yeah, they were ready.
Get her, girl. Get
They
her.
were ready.
2-on-1, whoop her ass.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There was no chemistry, I guess. And
There was no chemistry.
I agree. Like, at first I was like, well, they're just both quirky and weird, so maybe it works for them. I thought, but there was no tension, no chemistry. It seemed like he had more chemistry with some pink-haired lass that he also dated in the pods. Let's turn to this. I guess we're all saying, like, I don't know what Monica's talking about. It just didn't work out, and she's kind of making a big deal. She tried to turn it on him, and he didn't do himself any favors by reaching out to the toxic queen here, Madison. Let's first thing, was he jumping in her DMs?
Yes.
He was trying to holler.
Yes.
He was just being a friendly Minnesota.
I like the pink hair.
You
We
don't
wish we would have
say-
talked more.
Yeah, come on. What is the point of doing all of that? Like,
He's a friendly guy.
okay.
He likes
do
to
you know
check
how
in
many-
on people,
No, he was definitely trying to see what can happen after that conversation.
Madison is just the thotty of the house or the pods, because everybody's reaching out to her, and there has to be a reason, right? Maybe she's open. I feel like she's inviting a lot of these things, so she has things to say at the reunion. Is my take on it.
If we're gonna accuse anybody was trying to get known on the show, it would be her. Madison is the girl that everybody was accusing Lauren of being.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Joey, you didn't help yourself there. You were definitely jumping in her DMs. It was kind of sus. But then it turns out they met up after the engagement months later, and somebody was hitting on somebody else. Joey says Madison was hitting on him, and she says he was trying to get it in. Who do we believe here? And why is it Joey?
I mean, she doesn't have the best track record. I think she's super delulu. Like, her perception of reality is so twisted. I mean, we saw that in the pods. I can't believe anything that comes out of her mouth. I can't.
I think it's almost sad watching it as an outsider because we see this girl who's like, I mean, she's manipulative, 100% a gaslighter, but overall, it's from all her childhood trauma, right? Like, this is just how she copes with the world. But then we see men recognize that real quick, just like women, but men are like, oh, easy target. This girl has no self-esteem, couple drinks in her, and I can hit it and quit it. Like, and Madison comes off as one of those girls. She's very broken, no self-esteem, doesn't seem like she has a lot of standards. And I feel bad saying that because I feel bad as like a girl, but that's the feeling I get from her is like, I think she loves attention so much. It doesn't matter what the person looks like, who it is. As long as it's a man somebody else might want, she wants their attention to prove that she has more value. So I think she would absolutely. Joey would never be a guy she would probably date, but because another girl wanted him, she needs to prove how she can get Joey over her, and she can get him and him and him. She wants every guy in that season to want her, even if it's not people she really wants. It's just to prove that, see, I'm worthy of something, when in reality, none of those men, I think, would actually ever date her, ever. They'll sleep with her, but they won't date her. And that's probably been a lot of her experience with men.
I mean, it doesn't help when her mode when a man doesn't do what she wants or what she likes is vindictiveness. Is let me see how I can divulge these texts, or turn another girl against you, or I think whoever was hitting on who, she went back to tell Monica first chance she could, and Monica is eating it up because she already feels rejected by Joey. And listen, if he didn't want to get married to you, it is what it is. It sucks. Ghost him. That's what I'm telling you guys. If you get left at the altar, ghost. Just ghost.
Well, she did the same thing with Meg. I mean, like, she manipulates that situation. When she sees a man isn't going to pick her over somebody else, she has to destroy it, because how dare you not pick her? And that probably has happened over and over and over in her life with men. She is never the chosen one. She's always the girl for a good time, and then they stop talking to her. And that's why she's so vindictive, because it's like, let me prove to them, and if I can't get to them, I'm going to try to ruin the next best thing.
But
I mean, that's
it's
true.
Also though, she does that, right? But then she also wants to be the hero for the woman, right? So she says she did it to Meg so she can help Meg. She probably lured Joey, and Joey probably wanted to hit it. Let's be real here. He wanted to hit it, but she probably gave him some false sense of security, got him to open up, got him to make a move, and then bam, now she's gonna use that, and she now goes back to Monica and then tells Monica now. So it's a pattern of like she's inviting us in, getting something, and then going back to the girl trying to, I don't know, prove something.
Well, people hate it, but she's 100% a narcissist. I mean, like, I know we say it about men. She is a narcissist as a female. You watch everything, it's everybody else's fault. And if it's her fault, well, you deserved it. And if you deserved it, it's because you made it happen, not her. She's very much, she knows what she's doing. She's very calculated in all the moves she makes.
It just puts, one of the things is, like, the guys have been such villains the last couple of seasons. So much so because they worry more about being liked than trying to, like, tell their own truth. And so everything comes off shady. And sometimes the shade is for real because you got kids that you didn't tell nobody, or you're at your sleep apnea test, like, drunk texting some other girls. And sometimes Joey just needs to sack up and be like, yo, this girl is trying to ruin everybody else's shit because she got nothing of her own going on. You should put no stock in what she says and just call her out. And who cares if you're the bad guy for 15 minutes and everybody's like, how dare you say that? Fuck that. Tell her how it is. don't get your balls clipped just because you're afraid. It's like, oh, I can't call Madison a liar to her face, and I can't tell Monica stop being insecure and listening to this girl. So I'm just gonna sit here and look sus, man. Whatever. Then you reap what you sow there. But he was definitely trying to hit it. So, anything else on Joey and Monica, our friends, cast members, before we move on to the next? So now we're just feeding into Madison's worst behaviors, because we're gonna jump into Madison, Mason, Meg, and Alex. Who did wrong here? I can't even keep track.
I don't know, Meg. It's too fucking late at this point to like come along and be like you're gonna stand up to her. You fed right into the pods. She got exactly what she wanted, and I said that during that. This is what Madison wanted. She wanted you to leave him and it not work. You fed into it. So, girl, it's your own damn fault. It's your own insecurities. It was the own shit in your brain that you let her get to you. Why are you letting her get to you again? That's all she she loves it. Madison loves sitting there knowing she's destroying something. And Meg is bothered. She's pressed by everything she says. And Alex, or whatever his name, Mason, I don't know what the hell.
Well, what did you guys take of Mason's explanation? He kind of came out and was like, I was wrong. I told Madison what she wanted to hear so that she wouldn't dump me. But I was really into both of them. And I got fooled.
I believe the explanation. I mean, I think it's tough when you have 3 days to find someone. Like, yeah, of course you're going to find multiple connections. So I do believe that he was torn. I do believe he was pushed into a corner. And he just thought he, was making the right decision. But even when he was telling Madison, like, oh, I love you, you could see how uncomfortable he was in his body language. Like, he was cringing as he was saying it. So I believe him.
Well, Victor, let me ask you, was he manipulated or was he being selfish?
First off, I want to say I respect the fact that he did take accountability for his actions. I think it was a little bit of both, because I feel like we could all tell looking that she was manipulating him to get that, and it was probably went on for hours and hours. But at the same time, he should have seen through that. I know you only get a few hours or a few days to make these decisions, but he was manipulated and he kind of fell for it. So he needs to man up and know that, he got taken for a fool and he messed that up with Meg. So I think Madison manipulated him, but he shouldn't have been so easily manipulated. So I think that is with that. And I think, though, that Alex is... I said it before. I said the two villains were going to be Alex and Madison. And even in this reunion, they're still doing villainous things in the shadows. Together.
And Mason's falling for it again because he seems to believe Alex.
Yo, he 100% was talking shit about them. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind. Everything Madison said he said was true. He seems like the type. Even when he's trying to rebuttal that, he's like not even believable when he's trying to lie about it.
Yeah.
I did not say that. Oh, come on, bro. You 100% said it. You're saying
I did not say that.
Even in the pods, he was also manipulating Mason in a way.
The pods was terrible.
100% he was doing that. So that's why I could see them hooking up after the show, and I also could see them talking shit about all the castmates, not just Mason and Meg, all of them, because they feel like they're better than all of them, and they're 100% aren't.
Two worst dressed on the whole reunion were Madison and Alex. I mean,
I think a lot of them were pretty badly dressed, honestly, for a reunion.
Well, yes, but I think Alex literally looked like he rolled out of bed and like tried to find something to wear. Like, oh shit.
Yep.
I forgot I had to go.
His student's twin size bed.
Allegedly.
How does it feel when the worst person there makes the best point? Nobody can believe them. Madison called it out the same thing we called it out. Alex was not Mason's friend in the pod, like sitting next to him, like, what did she say?
Yeah.
You know what she said because she told you he was going to dump his ass. So let's go to the texts. What do you guys think about the texts that she pulled out of her pits?
They said nothing.
I know.
Yeah,
I felt
they
like
didn't
they
really
said
say
nothing.
anything.
And I wanted her to read the whole thing. Like, what was all
Yeah.
of it before? She's like covering her hand. Girl, no, give me all of it. I don't need just that line. I need context. Like, what was said before that?
You know what was said before that? She was talking shit too. That's the
Yeah.
part that she took out. Why it says nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. I don't know. I don't know. That's not how usually we're not just sitting here talking about, oh, it's going to be a great Sunday. Fuck him. Da 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 da. You know, like, that's not how it goes. It comes from something. You guys were shit talking probably to, you know, like about everything.
Yeah.
Like, show it all. Actually, Alex, come out with this text. Screenshot that shit. Show it all. Nobody likes
Alex
you
needed
anyways
to pull it
on
out
social
too. Just be like,
Yeah.
oh,
For sure. Yeah.
Oh.
oh wait, yo.
Hey, yo, chill. Not that
I
kind
mean,
of show.
it's all right because when was this recorded? Because we know Alex's shady shit like came out a few weeks ago. Is this reunion like before that, or did they not see that shit was there and decided to invite him anyway?
No, they saw it. That's why nobody really talked to him until the part they had to talk to him. I think that's why they didn't also air him. I think it was already coming out.
Yeah.
I think they took him out of a ton of that reunion when they all got together. Why nobody wanted to talk? Miss Issues sitting next to him that wants to talk about all the big issues. That's a big issue, girl. Why didn't you stand up, 10 toes down and let's hear you ask him about some of his weird shit and his social issues he has going on. Like, be a voice. Miss Unprivileged, like, that would have been her time to shine. Like, I would have actually probably respect her more if she was like, can we excuse me? I don't think we can go past, sit through this and not talk about such a serious issue that happened in my hometown. A man being accused of.
It happened in my backyard.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I don't know. It was weird. No mention. They let him go. I guess, it's alleged, so we don't really know. But, it's not going away. It's only getting worse on social media about it. So
Wow.
It's alleged, but one TikTok by some rando on Ben, and we had to have a whole conniption about it. Like, she came back a year later, really made me think. But, but like the hundreds of allegations allegedly on Alex, and she's just like, she's turning into Ben now. Like, I don't really remember what's online right now. All right, so Alex is a piece of shit. Dave and Lauren, I think enough's been said. There was nothing new here.
no,
Or was there?
nothing. No.
He should have brought his sister. Like, why?
Facts.
Where is she?
You made her a
Where?
cast member. Fucking make her come.
She does not.
Oh,
hey.
Oh, he definitely is going to. How did we feel about his explanation that finally now, knowing the guy and who he is, he shouldn't have put much weight into what this rando dude that Lauren fucked was saying?
It's an excuse. It's an excuse to like hold himself accountable for his action. It's all bullshit. Like, he didn't like her. He didn't want her. He used his sister as an excuse. Then when that didn't work, he tried to use his guy as an excuse. No, it's like, stop.
And then her dad. That he didn't like her dad.
dad.
Like, if whatever she was
It's like-
willing to bypass and be like, it's okay, we can make it work. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Well, fuck your daddy too. Like, let me find something that gets you to leave. Like, damn, girl, how many times does he have to kick at you for you to be like, all right, I'm gone? Like,
Yeah, no, he's useless.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think he meant it when he said that she was the one that got away?
No.
No.
Of course you're going to say yes on TV. You're on TV.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to look more of an asshole. Like, you're going to say yes. So, but no.
in reality, it should be the one that got away, but I don't think he's mature enough. Like she said, I mean, his maturity level, his emotional intelligence is not there yet to be in a serious relationship.
He has
Anybody that Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, he has to confer with his sister before he can
Yeah.
answer that question.
Yeah.
So,
She has to let her know if that was the one that got away. And since his sister wasn't there, it's not the truth.
Can someone explain the timeline for when he gave the sister the letter to read and when he didn't, and when he got it back to put in his jacket pocket?
That was hilarious. He never did. My
He
boy-
never-
is she in prison? Is that what this is? Like, because letters, come on, I don't know.
And he's just doing these conjugal visits with her.
Yeah.
Yo,
Okay. Reel it back in. I guess one thing that he doesn't know the own bounds of his own stupidity, where he says, like, my friends and my sister would have supported anything that I would have done, and then it said, well, they've already made up their mind. They don't want to be part of this or meet you. And it's like, which one is it? If it's the first one, then you're just the asshole that doesn't want to marry her. Or if it's the second one, your friends and family are assholes because they won't even meet your fiance. Forget about, like, whether they support the marriage or show up to the wedding. They don't even want to meet her once. Who's the asshole here? He doesn't even realize that he's, like, what he's doing to these people.
I think he's the asshole because I'm assuming that he told his family he was doing this and he was going to go on the show to find love. And if they didn't approve of it from the beginning, like, I'm not going to meet your fiance. I don't stand for this marriage. Like, and you still went on the show to still put your fiance through that, then you're the asshole. If you're not going to stand up to your family, you're an asshole. Like, and I don't mean just, like, you know, cut them off out of your life, but, like, show us that you are standing up for your love and your fiance and you're going to have her back. But the minute that they say, we don't want to meet her, you just, like, drop her. No, like that. He's an asshole either way. I don't like him.
well, I don't think he even wanted her to meet them. I mean, they probably said no. They could have said yes. I just don't think he felt serious enough to bring her to meet his friends or his family, especially after what he thought she did. Well, she did do it, but after hearing that she hooked up with the guy, I think he already had in his head he wasn't going through with it. So why bother? You know,
That wasn't it.
What do you mean wasn't it?
That wasn't
Why
it.
not?
The day he saw her was the day he knew he wasn't going through with it. He wasn't into her.
Yeah.
Damn, really?
He was not
Yeah.
into her. He
I
was
mean,
not into her.
When we got to before he got his phone back, look at everything, like, when we watched them on their honeymoon. He hated her. I mean, like, he had nothing nice to say about her. He was talking about her changing up her looks and things like that, her hair and this. He already was like, no. It was clear as day. He should have, after that, when he got home and got the text message, he should have just walked off the show. I don't know why he hung it out. Like, I don't know.
He didn't want to seem like a dick. That didn't work out.
Like, yeah, it just made it
But-
worse.
He didn't
Like,
he didn't like her, but he had no trouble trying to get in her pants and then asking everybody else, like, "Are you guys getting successfully having sex? Because we ain't."
Yeah, the only conversations they were having during their honeymoon is like, do you snore? Did I snore last night? Did you snore? I don't snore. Do you snore? They were just talking about sleeping. It was just like...
And peeing.
and peeing. Yeah, because she got up 20 times to pee. Like, I don't know.
And why he had to tell everybody that was also weird. He has something
cringe.
weird.
Yeah, he's definitely a weirdo.
Yeah.
I mean, she's sus too because she said yes to him and then was dating this other douche who wanted to tell everybody that he got laid 2 days before she went on the show, which that's kind of like weirdo behavior too. But would we have rather seen this other guy on the show? Should he have
Yes.
been on the show? Should they have been like, yo, come on the show and let's hash this out?
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, at first I said yeah, but you don't want to set that narrative, right, going forward to where
That's good.
you have this disruptive person coming into the show, starting drama just to be on the show or in the reunion, you know. So
I think season 8 can get a pass. They need to start some kind of
They need
narrative. they need some story. They needed it so desperately.
They needed Tyler's baby mama to come on last season and be like, yo, does he know these kids or not?
facts. That would have been good.
Yo, that's why you need Andy Cohen. He would have.
Yep.
Damn.
He
Or
would have brought
Maury.
the kids.
Yeah.
He would have put the kids up on the screen the whole reunion, live in the green room, them running around screaming his name, "Daddy, Daddy!" Like,
You know, Tyler, they look a lot like you. Are you sure? They recognized you really quick.
No, he doesn't squint. He has a cross eye. But it's cute. It's cute. It's
Okay.
adorable.
All right. Taylor and Daniel, are we happy for them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pretty
Yeah.
bland.
All right. Congrats. You get the boring couple of the year, which you want to be. Have a happy life. Hope to never
Yeah.
see you again on TV. All right. And that's all our couples. I just have a couple more questions for you guys. We now know next season is going to be in Denver. Are we more hopeful than Minneapolis?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so.
I'm not doing
Why?
10 episodes of people talking about fucking climbing rocks and shit. I'm not.
No, they're gonna be
Skiing.
high. They're gonna be. It's gonna be good.
All right.
It's legal. It's legal over there.
We need.
You're
come
talking more Denver. Is it Denver that they're doing it in? Or is it just Colorado? Did they say? I don't
It's
on. I
remember.
think
Denver.
it's Denver.
It is
It's
Denver.
Denver.
Okay. Is Denver more cultured? Like, is there like
Denver is
better than
in Colorado.
I know,
Well, I
but I'm
think.
saying than
Yeah, I think so.
like Minneapolis.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
like,
There's a
is
lot
it
more people from.
more. Because the only people I know who ever have lived there and then they came back are what you would picture.
Nah, I think it's pretty well diverse.
Okay.
I don't know if it's well diverse.
I think so. I
Lots
think
of-
over the years, especially especially during COVID, a lot of people are moving over there from all over.
We'll
Well, then
see.
these casting directors need to get it together.
That's our girl Chelsea, man. Horrible job. Fire her.
It just, I mean, go to Atlanta, go to Houston, go to Miami.
They went to Houston.
Oh yeah, they did go to Houston. That was a good season.
Go back to
It
Go
was a
back.
good season. It was a good season.
You know, DC was sneaky good. You know, I don't know, man. Some of these places
Go to Nashville.
Did they ever do
Anything-
Miami?
Nashville?
they
Miami
haven't.
was
I mean, I
crazy.
think Miami would be a shit show. That's not really a place you go to date. That's a place you go.
Exactly.
That would be like break the record of most fucking around ever. But you gotta find these pockets. I thought Charlotte was pretty good. Was that where they went? North Carolina or South Carolina, where they found Megan Fox. Like that was a good one. So, because if you go to these places where you know you're gonna get some conservatives, but you're not prepared to put them on TV and they're not prepared to talk about it, then don't waste my time with it. Don't waste my time with it. And that's what happened this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about values, but nobody actually talked about shit. So, all right. So, a lot of fast forwarding is going to happen during next season. And then AD got engaged to some dude from the UK, also on Netflix, that I'll never watch. Are you guys happy for her?
Sure, I liked her, so sure. I don't know why the hell it had to be on this reunion, this whole thing. Like, there was so much more that needed to be talked about, but okay.
Yeah, I think they cut a lot of things out for their stupid ass performance, the stupid top 5 moments, and then the stupid AD's proposal. Honestly, I could care less about AD. Wasn't she thawing around last season? I don't remember. Anyway, I could care less about AD and her proposal. And I hope, and now I know they're on Perfect Match, which I actually like the show Perfect Match. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's actually pretty good. I'm sad she's on it.
Because she's hosting, right?
I see. I don't know because
Yeah.
Vanessa said, "Well, does that mean you guys won?" I'm hoping they're hosting, but I don't know if it makes sense for them to host. But usually Nick hosts that by himself.
Or
but
did they just ruin the show by saying, yeah, the perfect match got married?
exactly, I hope that's not it because that would suck. But the show itself is really good. I don't know if you guys seen it before. It's pretty good.
No, we
I
haven't.
haven't.
Why was
you get to
Vanessa
see-
crying so hard like she knows AD? Like, I've known this girl's whole story. You've known her for like 2 years. Like, she was bawling her eyes out. Like, I know where she came from, what she's been through. Bitch,
Yeah, 'cause she
you've known
failed
for
her in that
2
season. She failed her, and now, she's happy. She redeemed. Vanessa probably felt like she redeemed something because they're batting 1 out of 6 couples. How many of them were there? They only got 1 that married. That's horrible odds. So they brought AD on the show because they're like, all right, let's get another proposal. Look, guys, Love is Blind. Haha. No, you guys suck. Your odds are horrible. One couple. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad that they haven't figured out that this premise of this show is bullshit, because they'll keep giving us this messy show. So, with that, cheers to you guys, and we'll be back in October for Love is Blind. In the meantime, subscribe to everything else.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.